Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tito Clock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Oh, can you put my thing on there? Hey guys, hello there. Welcome to the show. It's me, Tito James, and it's Tito Clock, sort of. We're all the way through till hopefully 6 o'clock today. Maybe just a smidgen before, but we're going to try and extend it to like a bit more than what we normally do. So a big g'day, as it'd say in Australia. G'day to all of the Tito Clockers down there, down under. There you go, all right. Good to see all of you folks out there. Such a week we've had, right? What a crazy week we've had so far. Well, every week's crazy, I think now. It's just one of these things that you can't sort of let me just do something here, make sure I get it right. X, do you mind just doing a little magic here on the iPad? Because, you know, it's now that we're down to once a week. Now that we're down to this whole once a week thing, we lose a little bit of the, how do you call it? It's a bit of ring rust. Like they call that if you're in the boxing or MMA, ring rust. So I don't know, it's just radio rust or studio rust. Just trying to get sort of into the groove again. But, you know, been having so much fun trying to adjust to this new normal, this new format. And so far, seems to be working well. At least the raffles are continuing during the week, which is super important because if we don't have that, I think we would have civil unrest. There would be actual problems on the street if we stop the raffles. And so it's very important that we do that. So why don't I just say hi to some of the Tito Clockers first, and then we're going to get straight into the headlines. So just a quick shout out to Tesoro JJ, who's tuned in, Gilbert Dominguez, Ella Francisco, Victor, Anthony Warren, May Ann, Ghost over there at YouTube, our YouTube resident Tito Clocker. Super awesome to see the YouTubers growing a little bit. I think we're now up to 3. None of mine. I think we're up to about 30 views on YouTube, which is super cool. Okay, so big hi. We've just done a quick roll call there. I'm sorry if I missed the first one. I normally try to catch the first one, but I was trying to get the iPad working, and I think it's better that we just sort of just get to the headlines. So for that, we will need Chris. Chris, what you got for us?
Hello, Tito James. Hello, Tito Clockers. Good afternoon to everybody. I hope you're all feeling well today. And so here are today's news. The Department of Health recently stated that there is no new strain of the coronavirus that is infecting young to middle-aged adults in the country. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere clarified a message allegedly from a medical student claiming that there is a new strain of coronavirus which targets persons aged 20 to 49 years old. Vergere added that no age group is invincible or immune to the coronavirus, though according to data, those who are 20 to 49 years old are more prone to getting infected as they are the ones who go out for work and run errands. The rise in COVID-19 cases is attributed to the country's opening of the economy, which results in the increased mobility of people, thus increasing the chances of being infected. Vergere said sufficient evidence is needed to make adequate conclusions and recommendations. In other news, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or the DENR, started filling the Manila Bay Walk with synthetic white sand as part of its rehabilitation efforts in the area. According to DENR Undersecretary Benny Antiporda, the Manila Bay Walk Phase 1 project is for people who have never experienced the famous white sand beaches and will make Manila Bay swimmable by the end of the year. Environmental groups, however, slammed the government's latest attempt to improve Manila Bay's appearance. Fishermen's group Pamalakaya criticized the project's focus on aesthetic improvement instead of addressing age-old environmental concerns threatening Manila Bay. Kalikasan People's Network for the Environment urged Manila Mayor Isko Moreno to halt the project as it can result in the degradation of adjoining marine conservation areas. Mahar Lagmay of UP Resilience Institute tweeted that the white sand will be washed out from the coastline and brought to the bottom of deep water. The University of the Philippines and the De La Salle University were the only higher education institutions from the Philippines included in the Times Higher Education World University Ranking in 2021. The annual rankings placed UP for the second consecutive year in the 401 to 500 bracket among the 1,500 universities across the globe. UP's profile states that UP is largely seen as one of the best Filipino universities in national rankings and among the top institutions in Asia. Meanwhile, De La Salle University or DLSU stayed in the 1001 plus bracket. The LSU profiles is acknowledged by developing leaders and achievers in business, public service, education, science and technology, and the arts. Times Higher Education assessed universities worldwide based on performance indicators in areas of teaching, research, knowledge transfer, and international outlook. The University of Oxford topped 2021 rankings for the fifth consecutive year, followed by Stanford University and Harvard University in the United States. The Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, or the MTRCB, wants content on Netflix and other streaming service platforms regulated. MTRCB Legal Affairs Chief Jonathan Presquito told a Senate hearing on the proposed Internet Transactions Act that MTRCB law defines motion pictures as a series of pictures projected in a screen or any medium, may it have color or not, may it be silent or not. The agency requires registration of entities that produce such content to assure viewers that these materials are age appropriate with no prohibited contents, and video distributor is authorized as the movies shown on these streaming services are unrated. Fresquito noted that distribution of unrated motion pictures is considered illegal under MTRCB law. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian noted that since the proposed law only covers buying and selling of video on demand, a separate measure should be formulated that will cover issues of unrated motion pictures and regulating streaming sites. In international news, Kate Blanchett and Tilda Swinton have praised the decision by the Berlin Festival to award gender neutral prizes at the Venice Film Festival. Organizers of the Berlin International Film Festival announced last month that they would stop awarding separate acting prizes to men and women starting next year. The Best Actor and Actress Silver Bear prizes will now be replaced by the Best Leading Performance and Best Supporting Performance awards. Swinton received a Golden Lion Lifetime Achievement Award at the Venice Festival's opening ceremony. Blanchett, president of the Venice jury this year, said it's hard enough to sit in the judgment of other people's work, and then even harder to break it down further along gender lines. The Venice Festival has long been criticized for the lack of female directors in its in competition films. This year, the gender parity has improved with 44% of the in competition films directed by women. Over in Hollywood, production on the forthcoming film starring Robert Pattinson, The Batman, has been temporarily stopped after the lead actor and a member of the production tested positive for coronavirus and is isolating in accordance with established protocols. Director Matt Reeves says they had been filming for several weeks when coronavirus shuttered television and film productions in March. The Batman had resumed operations in the London area only days ago. Last month, Warner Brothers released the first 2-minute teaser for the film during a virtual event. The film's release date had been pushed back several months following coronavirus related production delays. It is not known whether the current pause will further affect its release. And those are the headlines for today. Let's see what's in the inbox. Tita James?
Yeah, what we got in the inbox. I always look forward to that. Chrissy there?
Yes, hello, Tita
Okay,
James.
what do we got in the inbox?
Okay, so a bus rams motorcycles in the intersection of
yeah.
Osmeña Highway and the Arnaiz Avenue in Makati City. Wow.
This is horrible.
I know.
Did they say anything about it? Is it brakes?
Um, I'm
Is it
not sure.
usually
I haven't actually read about it just yet. I only saw it now, but yeah, it is terrible because a lot of people are There are a lot of injuries.
Yeah, that looks like a serious one. And I also didn't get all the details, but I'm pretty much sure that the driver's going to say runs out of brakes. That's a
Most
standard
probably,
thing that they normally have printed on the back of their license now. It's just the average
usually yes.
excuse. What else we got? Give me something less depressing.
Okay, so the next one is Drive-in Cinema in Mall of Asia just announced 400 pesos
Ayun.
that can allow a maximum of 4 people per car.
You
That
can
is quite
imagine.
exciting.
Yeah, you can imagine how many are going to fit in a car, right? I'm sure in the trunk. They're going to be checking the trunk not for like weapons, but for people.
For
But
people, that's correct.
have you ever been on one? Have you
No,
ever
I
been to a
have
drive-in?
not. I
It's a
haven't. I
lot of
haven't.
fun.
I wanna experience it though.
I've never been to one here. But in Australia, I used to go to a lot of them, and the culture of drive-in movies is so cool. I mean, really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if it'll translate here because it's also not just a different place, but it's 30 years after, whether
Yeah.
the culture will remain the same. But they're a lot of fun. I haven't seen the
I'm
MOA
pretty
one
sure
though.
I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be excited for that too because they haven't like me. I haven't experienced it, so I think a lot of people wanna experience that also.
True, it's a lot of fun. What else we got?
And next one is a Batmobile inspired vehicle. I think I saw this yesterday or
Oh yeah,
the other
that was
day.
that's an
It,
Iloilo favorite.
yeah,
Apparently,
and
a
from
lot of people
Iloilo.
in Iloilo do that. So they were very proud when I posted that a couple of days ago. They were like, "Wow, this is all over." So big thumbs up to those craftsmen over in Iloilo.
Yes, indeed.
So
Big
there
shout out
you
to
go.
Iloilo.
Big shout out. You got anything left there?
Yes, last one is the Rapid Taste Food Cart in Tarlac.
The daughter of this guy reached out and
Mhm.
said, "Thank you for featuring my dad's Rapid Taste food booth." So I forget the guy's name, but he's a hardworking guy that put this thing up.
Yeah.
So good luck to him, man.
Really creative though.
Of
Really
course, it's
creative and
Pinoy.
of course very hardworking. I'm sure the daughter is proud. And I have
Super.
friends who said they want their own branch as well.
You should think of franchising it. Although the
Yeah.
accuracy of the recipe is, I think, 70%. Joke lang. Of course, a rapid tests are a little bit different than a swab test. But thanks so much, Chris. And
Thank you so
we'll
much,
see you
Tito
again
James.
soon. Thanks for the
Yes, see you,
headlines.
see you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. All
Bye.
righties. So those are the headlines, and those are also what's in our inbox today. So Randy's saying, "Nice hat. You want it, Randy? Why don't we throw it in as an extra to the raffle prizes? No, let's do three. So we'll do the dash cam and then two hats. Puede? Do we have enough? Oh, we do. Okay. I was baka giving stuff away that I didn't have authorized. Authority pala. Anyways, so it is a Friday, right? So being a Friday, we all know that that is it's a special day here over at Tita Clock because this is when we cross over and check out what's happening in Free Plug Friday. So what you got there in the box, X?
Hi, Tito James. We actually have a lot in the box, but before we go there, I just want to say hi to all the Tito Clockers. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Free Plug Friday. Okay, first up, we have Express Brew Coffee because who can start their day without coffee?
Or
right?
end the week for that matter.
That's true. So these guys specialize in a unique technique of brewing coffee through a tea bag. They have different flavors such as the Sagada Arabica and Kalinga Robusta. Which one did you like?
I personally only tried the Sagada and I really like that. But what's nice about this, in case you've never tried these types of coffee before or the way it's prepared, is when you have it in like a tea bag, it is like having a percolated coffee or a drip type of coffee, but without the mess or machine.
Awesome. All right, guys. Price starts at 180 pesos for 10 bags of fresh grounds. Hope you can check them out. And better yet, why don't you pair it with something like a pandesal or something? What do you think, Tito James?
Well, it should be law. It should be already either in the Constitution or at least a city ordinance.
All right, I'm thinking maybe it would be best to pair this with something like ube cheese pandesal or banana loaf from MJ Bake Shop, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, it just goes hand in hand. Perfect.
I actually love the ube cheese pandesal because it's soft, it's fluffy, And on a side note, I was able to make Rocket do a few tricks in the hopes of him trying to get a taste of this. Which one did you like, Tito James? How about you?
I like the both, but I like the banana bread a bit more because it's hard to find really good banana bread. So when you find it done like this, full marks for that.
All right, guys. They also have other products like chocolate chip cookies and banana carrot walnut loaf. Hope you can try it out. Tito James, what are your thoughts about smoking?
Ooh, it depends. If we're talking about cigarettes, absolutely not. Kids, stay in school, say no to drugs. But if we're talking about meat,
That's different.
smoke away.
All right, so these guys, Baba's Smokehouse, they offer low and slow cooked meat for 8 to 16 hours, and they even smoke their salt as well.
Not in the way you're probably thinking.
So yes,
I had a visual.
so they sent over their chicken and pork platter, which has smoked chicken, smoked pork belly, baby back ribs, pulled pork, and a beef tray with smoked Angus brisket and smoked Angus belly with the butter of the gods. So, Tito James, which one did you like the most among them?
I only tried the Angus brisket and a little bit of the chicken. Really, really good. Felt very, very authentic. So however they've done it, whatever sorcery they put in there, it really does taste really good. I mean, I love it. I just love a good smoked beef or smoked meat, and it's hard to find a good one. So good job, Babas.
Yes, and good job as well, because we actually also enjoyed their side dishes, which were the coleslaw and especially
Mashed potato.
mashed potato.
Yeah, mashed potato is so good.
Hope you guys can try them out. And guys, if you don't plan on eating it on the day itself, they also offer their vacuum sealed meats, which you can reheat by either submerging it in water. You can also steam it or microwave it. Hope you guys can check them out. Baba's Smokehouse. Next, we have Bayani Brew, which is a social enterprise based in Gawad, Kalinga, who recently released their newest flavors named the lemongrass ginger and the lemongrass turmeric. Which one did you like better, Tito James?
The ginger one was nice on the throat. Really very helpful on the throat because I've been doing a lot of talking this week. So, I needed something for to emulsify, and ginger is a natural one. So I went straight for that one, and it was good. And you know what? The timing's great too. They released this whole Bayani Brew during the Heroes Day week.
That's a good one. Guys, hope you guys can try them out. Bayani Brew. You can find them on their social media pages on Instagram and Facebook. Next, we go to desserts. We have the Light Cakes by Chona. These are famous tub cakes from Baguio that have now landed in Quezon City. So what we have here are Chona's Delight, the Ubi Yema cheesecake, and the strawberry shortcake. Which one did you like most, Tito James?
Okay, gotta be honest, they were all very good, but I zeroed in on that ube yema cake. That is just so divine because I don't get to see that a lot. So I've tried chocolate cakes before and also strawberry shortcakes, even though this was a good one. The ube cheese yema was just something unique and something so delightful and sinful at the same time. So love it.
I gotta agree with you there, Tito James. It's very unique. It has the right amount of cheese. It just melted in your mouth.
I can imagine this with a scoop of ice cream.
Oh, vanilla.
Oh yeah. Yeah, don't even go for another flavor. Just go for vanilla and let the yema and the ube just do its thing.
I can't wait to try that after the show. All right. Hope you guys can check them out as well and try them out. Let us know if you think that the ube yema cheesecake is also the best for you. Delight Cakes by Chona. And last but not the least, we have VIP International that offers products mixed with kombucha and matcha. What do you know about kombucha and matcha, Tito James?
Not a whole lot. Why don't you learn me in the ways? Educate me.
All right. What I know about kombucha is it's some form of tea, and matcha some form of tea as well, but it now has evolved into a drink, even cookies or cakes. So, but I know it as food, but not something that can be put on your skin. So take their Supreme Relief Oil, for example. I've never seen any kind of oil with this kind of color and texture before. But did you see it?
Yeah, it looks very medicinal. And I'm sure it does have some kind of medicinal property because, as you said, it's not clear. So it's not something that you would normally get a massage with, or at least I've never seen that being done. But the smell was really strong, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's said to relieve stress, repair hair damage, prevent mosquito bites, body pain, and even dandruff. Wow. And they also have other products as well, such as the powder. I think you've tried that, Tito James.
I'm wearing it right now.
Oh, that was fast.
It's a little tingly. I can feel it in my toes. It's just that, it's like a foot powder. I just tried it on, and now my feet feel sort of very energized. Well, they feel cool. They feel cool, like as in you can feel this sort of tingling effect and stuff. I haven't had a woof of it, and I don't really have the courage to do so. Rocket, come here. Have a woof.
All right.
Oh, why is he collapsed? I'm just
no.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
No.
Of course not.
There goes Rocket. Okay, guys, basically that's about all that we have for this week. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of Free Plug Friday. Thank you, guys. Happy weekend. Peace out.
Okay. Plug Friday, another one down the tubes. Okay, so we've got ourselves, I hope you guys got hungry there. That's normally what happens every time I watch Free Plug Fridays. I'm just like constantly drooling. But you know, it is just a small way of us saying, well, aside from thank you for being part of the show, etc., it's really about supporting each other, small businesses especially. So if you are a small business and you do want to get involved with Free Plug Friday, meaning you just have a product that you want to reach out to an audience, well, you're more than welcome to send it through to @Deaconitis. That's on Instagram. And the reason we do it on that is because it's easier to monitor. If it's on Facebook, it gets mixed up with a lot of other stuff. And sometimes we can kind of miss your messages there. Obviously, we can only fit about 6 or 7 in per week, but we try to also extend it a little bit by using Instagram stories and sometimes the Instagram static posts just to sort of kickstart that local economy, because it's all about supporting each other. Because when you're in a situation like this, like a pandemic, you really want to start from going from your local community outwards. You really want to be able to help those in immediate circles and then ripple effect outwards, because you can really have a very big impact when you're dealing with your small community. So this is why we like to support the small businesses, especially because these guys, well, if you can support them, the money normally stays very local, and then that way they start spending the money within their community, and before you know it, we're all back up on our feet. Or at least that's the hope, that's the dream, that's the goal. And you know what, never hurt anyone to dream, so that's why we're dreaming here right now, and hope that it helps you out and it helps you achieve your dreams. So Free Plug Fridays, once again, @Deaconitis, and we will prepare something for you. We'll put it out every Friday. I'm kind of blurred, aren't I, right? Yeah. Well, I think it's just the focus. I'm over here, yeah, so I got to sit back and then I'll be in focus. Add to the manual focus. And then we put these caps on. So these are going to be given out. We're going to give these separately to different colors. Okay, so they're different colors, but they're Bridgestone caps. So that's pretty cool. So somebody's going to win that. Alrighty then. I know a lot of you have tuned in for the raffle, but that's coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes or so. Let me just, let's do, I'm happy to take as many questions as you've got, because we don't have also a guest for today. As I said, this week has been an absolutely crazy week to try to fit everything in, and I just wanted to make sure we gave you the hour, or as close to the hour for today, but trying to get the guest in on time and arrange that with everything else is a little bit tough. So happy to answer any questions that you might have. And I also have a hypothetical situation I'd like to get your advice on. Tito Clocker's advice. Let's see. Let's say hypothetically, right? You're accused of stealing, right? Online. Somebody on social media calls you out for stealing a photo that they took that you used for a promo. Now, the thing is, you contact your client because you're like, hey, wow, that's the last thing you want to do is use a stolen photo, right? So you're like, this is a bit dodgy. So you call the client, you say, hey, are you sure this photo is okay to use? Because you supplied it for the purposes of your promotion, and we took it in good faith, and now the photographer is publicly calling out the person, okay, hypothetically me, and saying that he owns the photo. And client says, no, we paid for the photo, and we have been using the photo on our page and the broadsheets, and so this is the first we've heard of it. So you go onto that page and you tell the person, hey, did you get paid for this photo or not? And they said, no, we didn't get paid for the photo. Then you get the receipt and the screenshot that says they were paid for the photo. And then the photographer says, oh, well, yes, okay, we were paid, but not for the photo, for an engagement, and it didn't include a blanket license. Well, Okay, why wouldn't you just then contact your client? So what would you do hypothetically if you were called out, your name was brought into it, accused of stealing, when it's obviously a beef between a client and a photographer who has already been paid but now claims that the payment he received does not cover a blanket license on every platform? What would you do? Interested to know what you Tito Clockers would do. Where am I looking for the there you go. I can look at this one for the comments. I just can't see the backstage stuff there, so I can't see all the other comments and stuff. But yeah, so let's just say it's hypothetical for now. All right, it's messed up, I know, but what would you do? Because for me, I mean, that's from what I do know about the law, it is basically very clear. Is if you're libelous and you can prove malice, that is cybercrime. Because you see, you can make mistakes, you can accidentally call people out, etc. But when you make an accusation like that, and then it shows that you had a direct line to your client, you'd been corresponding already, and you basically had every reason to believe that there was a misunderstanding between you and your client, but you publicly call out somebody else who has nothing to do with it, you can probably prove malice there. But anyway, hypothetically, just wanted your feedback. Maria Lourdes says, I'd consult a lawyer. I guess, yeah, that's probably the next step, because I feel for photographers, because I used to be a professional photographer for many years, and I've had my photos stolen, and it's not cool at all, because it's one of those things that people don't, especially before, people would assign such little value to it, especially when we went into digital. The people would think, okay, well, there was no assigned value to it. But then we started learning about intellectual property. We started getting better about it and stuff like that. But I do understand where photographers are coming, but I also do know that there are people out there that are super KSP who will just like jump on anything just to get pansin. That's it. It's just kulang sa pansin. At the end of the day, if you've been dealing with a client and and the client it's not like the client's completely tagged in the post. It's obviously from the client, because it's the same photo that the client's using on their page. It's the same photo that the client's using in the broadsheets. And all of a sudden it gets on my page, hypothetically, and boom, it's like that. Would you think there was malice in there? Have it settled between them first. Yeah, no, I mean, it's now it's in a matter of a few hours, once again, hypothetically, it's been sorted out. So the photographer's like, okay, nah, I spoke to them and it's a misunderstanding. Okay, now it's like, well, maybe between you and them, but now the problem is extended now because you brought somebody else's name into it. So, yeah, right. You brought my name into it. So there you go. What are you going to do now? Because now you publicly accuse somebody of stealing when you know full well that it was a misunderstanding between you and your client. But you chose to go down the path of, well, no, it's more likely that he stole. Yeah, there is malice. Exactly. What's the real motive then? What's the real motive? Is it just super KSP or may motive talaga? Because nowadays, especially the more and more we're going online and stuff, your virtual reputation is very, very important. That's why hypothetically you don't take these things lying down. Pero ang labo, no? The white beaches in Time to Meet Another Tito Rafi. I mean, I just hope that people be more responsible when they start calling other people out and stuff like that. When they're just trying to make gulo or trying to make a name for themselves or whatever, be careful, because when you start making accusations, once it starts crossing that line, it gets very, very serious. So somebody said, what about the white sand in Manila Bay? I've only seen a photo, so I don't know. I can't really comment in depth about it. But hey, if it can spruce up the area and it looks nice, and so long as it's not overtaken by vendors, which I don't think naman. I mean, East was doing a great job with a lot of things there in Manila. So I'm sure that he did put the white sand on the beach. It would be very, very, at least very beautiful to look at. I don't know about environmentally. That's not up my alley. I mean, I'm the last person, I guess, to ask about marine biology and how the environment would interact with fake sand being mixed with real sand. Will it just wash away? I don't know. There are experts paid for that, and I'm sure they can tell you. But I think if we can do anything to make our city more beautiful, I'm all for it. If you see the lights that they put up there, I don't know if it's all Manila, but it's whatchamacallit, Ross Boulevard. The whole of Ross Boulevard, from what I saw, was really nice lights, and they have these cat eyes and stuff like that. So it looks beautiful. And you know, when you can't underestimate the power of, like, when you make people feel pride in the city or a country, the power that brings, because you get unity, you get cooperation, you get motivation and inspiration. This is why I'm super supportive of mayors that really, you know, do things for the city and get their troops rallied up and the citizens rallied up, because you all become part of a cause, a movement, and that you know that you can do more together than you can apart. So it's very cool. And this here, the newly installed solar studs at Guide the Motors are so nice. I mean, it really was like something out of a movie. And you imagine it, just look at that. It was that's just a photo. There was a video that I shared. It was so, as you drive through, it's so, Christmas in the Philippines is really something special, even during a pandemic. Oh, well, there you go. So, okay. As you know, so we will have, before the raffle, just to repeat, we will have a chance to answer some of your Ask Me Anythings and stuff like that. So if you do have anything like that, pop them over. And also, we will be giving away these things as well. I've got these pillows. No? Oh, sorry. Okay. Hindi pala. Okay. Just unsee that if you can. Can you unsee that? All right. Okay, yes, it's a different color of this, but two people are getting that. Okay, there's a question here about the iridium spark plugs and the normal spark plugs. Okay, this is not 100% again in my, although it's cars, but still, the benefit that I personally use, I can't break it down scientifically, but it's the conduction, I believe, of the spark that's more reliable with the iridium. That's what I'm told. I can give you my experience, but it's really just, it's not grounded in anything really solid. It's not like I did a test of how many years this spark plug works versus how many years that spark plug works. But from my understanding of it, it's really the conduction of the material of the spark. So the longevity of it and the stability of it just performs better over time. It's a better spark plug to use. So if you want accuracy, and that's what the iridium will supposedly supply. Again, it's just an opinion because I haven't really thoroughly tested anything like that. And I think you'd need a specialized person to test something like that. What is the best front and back dash cam in the market? It's been a while since I've actually done shopping for one or testing for one. So I've been using the DD Pies and the Transcends for a while. So I got kind of used to those. As far as new ones are concerned, if something works for me, I usually just sort of stick with that. So I like the DD Pies for the fact that they are so intuitive when it comes to the app. They have their limitations too, but they have two things that I really like, or three. One is the overall design is very sleek and it can tuck behind the mirror. You can attach a rear view camera to that, so you still got the same app, but just an extension camera. So you don't need two separate cameras or two separate units for it. You just attach an extension. So I would do it that way. I'd go with the DD Pies or the Transcends. Transcend just being a very solid name in storage and memory. So that's what you want to protect with your dash cam footage. You want to make sure that even though you may only use it once a year, hopefully you don't use it at all, but when you need it, you've got it, and you won't have any dramas with storage and stuff like that. It's peace of mind that you're buying. So that's why I like to work with those brands. But I'm sure they're very good ones. I've tried Garmin as well. They were a little expensive for what they are, but they were very good. But it is a Garmin brand, so you did get a few little extra goodies. But there were extra goodies I didn't really need at the time. So I was paying for stuff I didn't really need, but nothing wrong with the quality. It was first class if you really want that. But yeah, go check them out. The only advice I could give you is just don't get the really cheap unbranded ones that you get online that can melt in the sun. You're never sure with the storage, so you'll always be worried whether you got the footage or not, and that defeats the whole purpose. You want to know it's a set and forget thing. Jordan Calvin Uy says, with the government implementing contactless payment in NLEX, SLEX, are both EasyTrip and RFID integrated to allow for seamless interoperability? They are already, but I'm not 100% sure if you can use your NLEX one in the south. So I know you can use your SLEX one in the north and in the Cavitex, but I don't know if you can use it the other way around. So if you want to solve that problem for now, for sure, I don't know if they fixed it, by the way. So a little disclaimer, they might have come up with something in the last few weeks and I'm not sure about it. But if they haven't, the quick fix around this is to get it from the NLEX, right? The customer service center there in Balintawak. They also have a bunch of stations that you can get it from. You can get it from Shopee as well. Do it that way, and you should be able to be pretty guaranteed that it'll work in the south as well. So whether the south have already activated theirs to work with the north, yet remains to be seen. But if you do it the other way around, you're pretty much guaranteed that they will work all around. There might be some differences at the moment, like a minor thing with wallets, but it should be pretty seamless as far as keeping one sticker in your car and going through. That's what I was told anyway. So you can try that out. And then let us know, Jordan, if how it goes. Pop us a message, because every time we sort of recommend something like this, we always want to get feedback to see if it did actually work and stuff like that, because it's still a growing thing. We're still here to educate each other and keep each other informed. So we rely on you as much as you rely on the page, and vice versa. Okay, let's pop in. So if any other questions before we get to about 5:45, 5:50, we'll be doing the raffle, in case that's what you're tuned in for. Yeah, we got a bunch of people tuned in for that. So let's answer a couple more questions and then we'll move on. Should they not integrate different collecting systems? Should they not? Yeah, they shouldn't. In my opinion, they shouldn't integrate different collecting systems. It should just really be one that goes for all. But we kind of started off, I think, on the wrong foot there. So the interoperability was a problem, in the same way that in the 90s, the problem for interoperability and for between the telcos like Globe and Smart. If those of you who remember those days in the early 90s, mid to late 90s, I say, they had this interoperability problem, and it was just terrible. They just kept dropping calls and stuff like that. And it turned out it was a little bit of technical, but more on political, meaning like they didn't want to do it because it would force people to remain exclusive, and that was eventually, overturned. So that's something that I think has been overturned here with the tollways, because I know that this was a mandate of Secretary Art Tugade for this. It was one of the first few things he demanded on when he joined. It was 2016, 4 years already, and it's finally getting done. So good. Tito James, what's your opinion regarding MTRCB's proposal to regulate Netflix contents? I think it's a great idea. Good, sorry. Tried to say it with a straight face. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Lawrence, what the hell is going on, right? I mean, would they going to want to regulate our thoughts soon? As it seems like every time we try to find sort of some solution, I like to put it this way. It seems that most people right now have, especially when it comes to like authorities right now, they have a problem for every solution we have. You finally are at home and you're going to stay at home and not go out anymore, and then everyone's just going to go to Netflix, and now they want to regulate Netflix. Come on. And another thing that I don't know if they've checked or not, I haven't even followed the story because it's so frustrating. Do they know that Netflix has its own far better rating system than they could come up with? You have parental controls on that as well that MTRCB couldn't come up with. You've got it all there already. Why don't they just say we want money from it? That's probably the fastest. At least would probably have more respect. If you just diretso mo na, sabihin mo na, we just want money from it. Okay, fine. It was the same with Grab and Uber before. With Uber, I know at one point I was already, when I was really on my wit's end, trying to plead with the departments to let this happen, saying, listen, we can talk to Uber. I've already talked to them unofficially because I was not in any official capacity to talk. I was just a journalist, just happened to be my beat, and I just could see what was happening. I wanted to see what I could do to help. But yeah, I was talking to Uber unofficially, and I would ask them if they would So with Uber, it wasn't even a question of money. They would happily, you could build in, let's say, a levy with every ride that you took. Just imagine this before with Uber, when you were taking 500,000, a million rides a day, and you put something like 2 pesos per ride, right? 2 pesos per ride levy on that ride. And that levy goes straight to the DOTR or half to the LTFRB and half to the, whatever it goes, right? And they can do with that, supposedly it should be to develop, feedback systems, customer service, complaint systems, complaints desk, all the things that are needed to regulate something as big as Uber. But the point I'm trying to make is people were very happy to do it. Uber was happy to just say, yes, fine, we'll give you the 2 pesos per ride if need be. And also the same thing for customers. They didn't mind paying that extra 2 pesos if it meant it was some kind of a convenience fee. But just don't kill it. Just don't pretend that regulate it and all that. We would have been happy if you just said, take the money. And then Uber would have probably still been here. And we probably would have not gotten to the mess we got into. But now the same thing's happening with NTRCB. Regulate Puno. I mean, it's money, right? No, I don't have an FB avatar, Edwin, because I have one already that was made by one of the Tita Clockers. So thanks, Emmy. I just lowered it down a bit. I don't have the whatchamacallit. I was not the official avatar from Facebook. I got the one from a Tita Clocker, and I like it more than the ones that I see on Facebook. So I'll just keep that muna. Anyway, everyone, it seems like when I go on my feed, I was like, what the heck? It's like I would think that maybe 80% of all my on my feed was already an avatar. So maybe even more. How about your feeds? What was the percentage of people who changed avatars? I wonder. Was it about like mine, 80% or more? It just seemed like everybody's done it. And good for them. I mean, it doesn't really, whatever makes you happy. Makes you happy, doesn't hurt anyone. Do it, man. And all these KJs as well that, want to jump on and say, people who change your avatar like this, change it to there, KS. Come on, man. Let people just do what they do. If they're not hurting anyone, don't be so judgmental. If people want to post an avatar, let them post an avatar. If that bothers you, get off social media. Because I guarantee you there are more posts coming. And more that's going to annoy you too. So if you can't handle it, just step out. But don't ask everybody to change. Because I see people like that. They're also saying, if I see one more person changing to an avatar, what does it hurt? Who's it hurting? Let them be. Just let them be. Oh my gosh. Pick your battles. But even if I don't get to win the dash cam, can I have one of your stickers? Do we still have stickers there, X? We still? Yeah, okay. We still have stickers. Slowly as we start, if normal starts coming back in any way, shape, or form, I'd say in any way, shape, or form, we'll start welcoming back people to the Tito Clock Studios, to the lobby, at least. If we can't bring everyone up, that's fine, but at least in the lobby, so we can hand over some stickers and stuff like that. We're very, 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 very slowly allowing the odd people to come in through if somebody wants to drop by. We had somebody drop by today, right? Do we have a picture? We do? You have? You want to post just pop a picture. We had a visitor today. Tita Clocker visited us today in the studio. So, it's always nice to see Tita Clockers. Unfortunately, we can't have an open invite for now because it's still, the building's very, very strict. But I've known this Tita Clocker well before Tita Clock was a thing. So he's also a friend. But Chris says 95% are on it, and she's one of them. Yeah. I tell you, if mine wasn't already a cartoon, I would have probably done it too. And like I said, good luck to you. If it's not hurting anyone and it makes you happiness, it brings a little joy, do it. If people are bothered by it, well, just let them be. So yeah, we were slowly, and you, I think you also have a picture, X, of the studios getting fixed up a little bit. So there's a little bit of movement now in the new studios, because as you know, what's going on here? Oh, that's outside. Yeah, that view look familiar? That's the Tita Clock background view that you see. Of course, it's just the wrong time of day, but when you see the background of Tita Clock on the page here, see up here, yeah, that's that same image, except that was taken at night. This is taken during the day. Really very muggy day too. You didn't take any of them in the studio? Yeah, I was with him. Anyway, that was William and Becky who dropped by, and it was nice to get some visitors. And then, if you want to see the update on the whatchamacallit, if you want to see the update on the studios, I think X has a picture of that in her phone. So it's just it's very, 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 very slowly happening, because if it's not locked down, we are finally we open up after lockdown, but then there's a holiday, and then there were some days where there was still no transportation. Oh my God, it's like the longest renovation. But a super huge shout out to Blank Space Architecture, because these guys have, if it's frustrating for me, I can imagine it's a gazillion times more frustrating for them, because they got to deal with all of this, and they've got workers and rapid tests to deal with. I think the requirements are pretty crazy. So a big shout out and kudos to Blank Space Architecture. And this is what it looks like. There's William and Becky. And so you can see what's going on there. There's the wallpaper TV against the back wall. And you can see them putting bricks onto the other wall over there on the opposing side. And there, it's slowly taking shape. I think the target date is September 11 to finish that. And I'd love to take you for a tour on that, because it's been so long coming. I mean, like I said, feels like forever, because it started in Feb or March. And then the day that we were supposed to, it was already gutted out and everything. And then that's when they did the lockdown. So couldn't even really use it for anything else. And then it's just been, I just can't wait. I'm counting the hours till it's finished. And then I'll invite you all there, whether virtually or if you have a chance to drop by, you can do that as well. Okay, I think we've stalled enough. We got, a lot of people are tuned in. We got 687 people tuned in, X. So unless you want to riot on your hands, unless you want, they're going to come and storm the place if we don't do this dash cam raffle. So without a further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's been so long. All righty, congratulations to our winners. They'll be slightly different color. Do you know what color they'll be? Will they be black or red or blue? They're very, very red. Okay, very, very red. So you'll get these Bridgestone caps, and they're the podium caps, the official podium caps. So they'll be even better than these. So not that there's anything wrong with these make your head breathe a little bit and all that. But the podium caps are very special because they're really, they're dedicated for the winners of races and stuff like that. So if you won, congratulations. Super proud and happy for you guys. And tune in again next time, because we're going to be trying to make the raffles bigger and better. And next week, we're going to be back again with 5 to 10 minute sort of daily catch-ups with a raffle. And then Fridays should be the regular Tito Clock. Hopefully by next Friday, we should already be well and truly running and have guests and have somebody to help out during the week as well for the show, because it is getting kind of busy. But we don't want to we want to make sure we maintain that commitment to all the Tito Clockers to at least check in once a day and just say hi. if nothing else, just say hi, do a quick draw, and bye. And from wherever that might be, it might be in a gig somewhere else later on in another location. Get on the phone, hi, bye, and a raffle draw, and then Tito Clock on a Friday. That's the goal. That's the plan. Hope you can stick around and make it happen with us. Till then, be kind to one another and wash your hands. Bye, guys.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop and talk.